All right, guys, let's go. I'm going to talk about something very important to me. And I guess usually I side on the side of the drone pilots because I love, droning on about stuff. No, I'm just kidding. I love flying everything drone related, planes, all the RC stuff. Anyway, but this time I'm going to side on the Karen side because if the drone companies, especially DJI, which is supposed to be like the leading company out there, making the drones, setting the standards and all that stuff, is coming out with drones that are noisier and noisier with every iteration, we got a problem here. And let me just say this: I love the whole hobby. I love drones in general, but if you're gonna be flying crazy looking drones that are a little bit like lawnmowers flying over your head, I'm gonna go hug some Karens. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say love me tender and all that stuff to the Karens, because peace and quiet. Some of us love neighbors, our neighborhoods and stuff. And let me tell you something: if somebody's going out for a picnic at a nice park and you're just having a good time with your family, you don't want drones like the Avata that just came out and the DJI FPV right on top of your head going super fast. You just don't want that. It's just gonna ruin your whole picnic. And I'm gonna side with the Karens on this. So, if DJI was a good company like Toyota, they would issue an instant recall. They would redesign the drone immediately, or just create like props or something. Change the weight of the drone, change the props of the drone, and make it quieter. But it's DJI, so they don't really care about noise pollution. They don't seem to care about what their, the folks that buy their drones are saying, which is obviously, it's a really bad political time right now. Everybody's angering the FAA, and the FAA is coming down hard on everybody. And so what used to be a really nice sport, really nice hobby, is becoming, you can't even make money off of it anymore unless you get a certification, and the certification doesn't last very long, so you have to keep retesting. So it's not like your driver's license or a bunch of other things. You basically do the certification and you're good. That's it, no more. So it's become hell, especially for people who struggle with learning disabilities and stuff. If you want to make any money at all with the drones, you're just completely unable to. So the last thing we needed was DJI coming up with two noisy drones that are heavy. They're heavy. They're bulky, and they're just not what people want. It's really not what people want. People want nice, quiet, easy to fly, and the engineering and all that stuff is fantastic on the DJI drones. I can't say enough good things about DJI. But if you make the drones noisy, you're just adding to the political scandals and all the drama that's, you just want to stay away from it. But anyway, I'm definitely not going to buy the DJI Avatas for two reasons. One, even if I was, to really use it for just as a drone cam that you can attach to something else, like a boat or RC car or whatever, just to have it on there, because the camera is fantastic on it and all, has a bunch of cool features and stuff like that that are really wonderful. But I won't fly it. I won't fly it because I just don't like noisy things. I care about the people that live in my neighborhood. I care about noise pollution in general. All the drones that I fly, and I'll show you some of those in a minute, are amazing because they're quiet. They cause almost zero damage because they're under 250 grams. So, you know, it's all that stuff that you're like, okay, cool. It's out there and it's convenient and it makes you happy when you fly it because you know you're not going to hurt someone's dog. You're not going to anger the birds in your neighborhood. You're not going to anger the squirrels, the coyotes, whatever. And you know, you gotta care for the people that you're living around. It's not always about sticking it to everybody that's around you, because that just creates more anger, and then everybody's upset. So I don't know. Anyway, in a second I'm gonna park because it's not safe to show you guys drones while I drive, and I'm gonna show you some cool drones that you can buy. Right now, they've been on the market for a while. They're fully tested. They're just fantastic. They fly really well. That won't anger your neighbors, and that won't make the hobby a living, you know, nightmare for everybody. Because I mean, you know, the first thing that's going to happen is somebody who doesn't know what they're doing with drones is going to buy this new Avata drone, and they're going to fly it into something or into someone. It's going to be super annoying, and I'm going to go hug all the Karens, and I'm going to side on their side, be on their side 100%. You know, this thing here that they just came out is super loud. I mean, even the previous one, the regular FPV, was quieter than that one. We don't need that on our streets. We just don't. So instead, I would strongly go with something like Beta FPV. They have amazing drones, ready to fly kits that you can just get, and they're quiet. You won't annoy anybody. They've got prop guards. You're great. You're good to go. This is what I'm going to be recommending for you guys. Or you could go with the old DJI Mini or any of the other drones, such as Hubsan, and a bunch of others that make really good drones that you can't hear when they're up in the air. So if you're having a picnic and one of these things is, you know, 10 to 15 feet above your head, you won't even know it's there, which is great. So you can continue doing the things that you're doing. Or look at this. This is a Happy model. Another great drone that you can buy that is not going to break your bank, and it's not going to annoy your neighbors. So let's try. I know it's hard. People just love hating on each other. Hate is the biggest thing that the modern reality has to offer these days, and apparently that's all people want to do is hate on each other. But if we don't want to have a hateful world, and we want to be able to keep flying awesome things like these, okay, they're small. They're under 180 grams. There's throttle cut. You can cut the power. It's all the cool stuff that you want to have, that you want to fly, so that you don't anger your neighbors. So these are just some of the amazing drones that I like to fly around that won't break your bank and also won't anger your neighbors. So yeah, Happy model is a big one. I don't know. Not always the best Emacs, but sometimes they'll have a couple of drones, especially the latest ones that are out there. One of the biggest issues with one of the Emacs drones was the camera was floppy and it kept flopping around. That was a bad drone. But I think that the latest ones that are coming out with Emacs are better. But again, my favorite is Beta FPV and Happy model. Let's be happy. Let's love our neighbors and not constantly mess with them. Anyway, if I was DJI, I would recall the Avata and the FPV, and I would create new versions that are quieter and lighter. But you know, I've got no power. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Hope to see you all in the next one.